Hi, I'm Amy with ResidentRockstar.com, and I'm here with Josh from Cattle Decapitation. How goes it?
Very well, thank you.
How has tour been treating you so far?
It's been hot.
Hot?
Yeah, it's been good. It's just like, you know, the grind on it, the ups and downs and all that. But today was a good day. We got to play the barbecue pre-party and watch a lot of killer bands that aren't on our tour, and get to socialize with the Guar dudes and Goat Whore and some of our other friends.
That's awesome. We love all those dudes too. So for those of you who don't know, we're at the National in Richmond, Virginia, and this is, this is not really the Summer Slaughter Tour, but it kind of is, sort of.
It is, but it's technically, since Cold Chamber's headlining tonight, it's their show, but our whole lineup is kind of fit in there.
Yeah, it's really kind of an epic mashing of shows here. We have Before the Barbecue and Summer Slaughter Tour have come together with Fear Factory and Cold Chamber to make this epic event, and the crowd's going crazy in there. And we wanted to follow up with you after our Colorado interview and talk to you about some other tours that are coming up with you. Sure. What's going on there? We have a headlining tour starting on September 15th that will go up the West Coast and into Canada, where we'll start in Vancouver and go all the way east and hit Calgary, Edmonton, Kelowna, Winnipeg. We're going to dip back into the U.S., Wisconsin, Chicago, and then go back into Canada, hit Toronto, and a couple of, some Quebec City, and Ottawa, and then go back into the U.S., have a couple days off, and then we start up with Cannibal Corpse on, I think, October 8th, and that goes for a month, and we'll be home middle of November. Woohoo! So you're coming to Denver, right?
Springs, actually.
Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
That's good for me.
Of course, the Black Sheep, for the Cannibal Tour. Yep.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely drive out there and check that out in Colorado Springs. So that sounds awesome. When did you get the news about the Cannibal Corpse Tour?
Well, we'd known for a while, but we were kind of like, we didn't know how they were going to announce it, so we were sort of apprehensive to go like, hey guys, guess what, So that's why I was so, shy about it earlier, our last interview. So yeah, now it's been announced, so it's out there, and we can just carry on as much as we'd like.
Awesome. Well, that's what we wanted to talk to you about, and we wanted to tell the fans that you're going to be on tour with Cannibal Corpse, so that's really huge. Is there any other bands playing on that tour?
Soreption is the only, as far as the package proper, it's us, Cannibal, and Soreption. Awesome. And they'll be local openers to everyone. Awesome. So 3-band tour, look for that. But real quick, I'm sorry to interject, but the headlining tour we have, it's besides us, it's King Parrot, Black Crown Initiate, and I'm sitting here rattling off all this thing, just boom, 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 boom. And then Brain Fart. Yeah, then I can't believe I feel terrible for them. I'm like a jerk, and they're gonna be like, oh, great. I can't think of it either right now. It's I almost want to say Black Shadows. Does that sound? They're from Tampa. I don't know. Yeah, they're a black metal band from Tampa, or a blackish metal band from Tampa. So I got all the details, but of course the name escapes me. I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. Well, we'll have to look that up, and I'll add it in. So far, and I need some sleep. And that's the tour right before Cannibal Corpse, correct? Yeah, it goes directly. Well, not directly into it, but we have, I think, October 5th. There's October 5th that our tour ends, and we have a couple days commute to get down to Florida, where it starts in Jacksonville. And that one's coming to Denver too, right? Are you coming to see us? No, actually no. We're just going up West Coast. We do Sacramento, Portland, Seattle, and then into Vancouver and across. So. All right, fine. I'll wait. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Black Sheep. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll go to the Black Sheep and see you there. So I wanted to ask you, I didn't ask you this last time because I wanted to do this interview, but what is some of the best advice that you could give to a new band starting out in the industry that, kind of looks up to you guys? Oh dear. Well, I don't know. This is not going to be a good question. Apparently my question set off a car alarm. Up, and it is subsided. I don't know. If you're obviously really passionate about it, there'll be understandably folks that are telling you, man, it's a stupid dream, just quit. But there's a lot of tribulation involved with doing it if you want to tour and do all that stuff. A lot of things to consider, so just make sure that if you're in a relationship, make sure that is either strong enough to be apart for long periods of time, or that all parties involved are on the same page with that. That's good advice. Yeah, because there's countless people that are like, labels or whatever get the call like, yeah, the drummer's got to go home, sorry, and they're like, goodbye, kind of thing. There's just, there's a lot of like domestic stuff that you have to take care of too. It's not just getting out and like, amazing tour and rocking out, and just try to live very frugally. You're not mom and dad's anymore.
Right.
You just gotta, you're gonna have to, and I would hope, have some humbling experiences. You're gonna live off, saltines and easy cheese or whatever, or actually in my experience, this is many years ago, but saltines and run into Taco Bell and grab a bunch of hot sauces and come back out kind of thing.
Yeah, that's real old school.
Good meal there.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have to live that way, and there's probably gonna be one poor sucker that has to put a lot of things on their credit card to be able to make it work, and that's just a sad reality of it, and that will happen for a while, and hopefully if you don't kill each other before then, you may get to the point where, you kind of pick up, and then you can move to actually maybe paying your bills when you're gone. Not
right.
You're going to still have to work. All of us work. In fact, a lot of people in bands much bigger than us still have to work. It's
day jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you may be sitting there pushing the copy machine button or organizing whatever, collating papers, or a lot of people do the rock and roll thing and are a bartender, or you work in record stores or instrument stores, or just the classic helping your uncle put up drywall. But it's if it's that important, if it's that important to you, you'll make it work somehow.
I think that's good advice. I mean, have a good foundation, some support system, and work hard, and don't be afraid to starve your ass off.
Yeah, don't be afraid to, it's funny, you see a lot of like younger bands with, I don't know if they're funded somehow or what the deal is, but they have like I don't want to say gear necessarily, but just these amenities, like they got flight cases for everything, and you're like, I'm almost 40 years old and all this, and I've couldn't even you have a flight case for your shirts that you wear, and you're, how old are you, and you're a local band? I mean, that's cool. I mean, not if you can afford it, great. That's
someone's using their financial aid.
Yeah, shaking mom and dad's money tree or whatever, but it's just like, don't get ahead of yourself, just work hard, do the best you can, try to be in a band with people you don't have to love them, you just have to tolerate them. There's this romantic man, we're bros forever, some sort of thing. It goes beyond that, because behind closed doors, and when things get kind of tense, that all goes out the window, and you just gotta have people that you can work with. I hate to take de-romanticize it or whatever, but yes, be friends, of course, but have it people that you can, if you need to operate at purely business level, you can do that too. It's great to have both, and I advise to have that sort of friendship.
So separate business and friendship.
Some people have to. Some people have to.
Yeah.
This is just it. This is just a business relationship. Whereas others just okay, we started as friends, but in order to make this survive, we have to think of it this way. I mean, try not to lose the friendship. Obviously, that's
right.
What keeps you still, bonding with one another. But
I think that's really solid advice, and one of the things that people can look up to with you guys is that you've been doing it for a long time, so your advice is got some merit behind it.
We've been a band for almost 20 years, and all of us have been in other bands for years. My first band was in 1992 or 3 was my first band, that actually played shows and did stuff, and Travis about the same, and Derek and Dave rolled. I mean, they're younger than us, but they've had a tremendous amount of time on their own.
Right.
So it's
it's a hard knock life.
Yeah. It's like a marriage, just like you said.
Yep. You might fight at home, but you don't want to publicize that shit on Facebook.
Yeah. You'll make yourself look like a damn fool.
Right. Well, awesome. So I wanted to ask you, and I always ask people this: if you could thank one person, overall right now, who would it be, and what would you thank them for?
As it relates to
anything in your life that's important.
Thanks to my wife for putting up with me. Not because I'm a terrible spouse or anything like that, but just it's as we were just describing. There's a lot of, I would say turmoil, but just this job, if you want to call it that, that's kind of it causes a lot of stress.
It's true.
And I've just sometimes that's visited on people that don't necessarily deserve it, or even if it's not at them, obviously they have to be around it, and that's not comfortable. So. What's your wife's name? Cynthia. Hey Cynthia, thanks for sharing Josh with us. This has been an interview with Make her watch this now. ResidentRockstar.com.